Hello, this is Jack Hammer of the Santa Rosa Press Democrat. Wanted to come on really quick, break some news. You might have already heard Adam Schefter reporting that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be undergoing surgery on his throwing shoulder. As you might remember, the 49ers quarterback injured that shoulder during their wild card victory over Dallas. Garoppolo would go on to play in the divisional round the following week against Green Bay, as well as the NFC Championship game against the Los Angeles Rams. Schefter reports that there's still significant interest from several teams in acquiring Garoppolo, and it's likely that a trade will still occur this month. Despite the interest, Garoppolo is not expected to begin throwing until early July. That could be an issue. The surgery and the lack of availability for Garoppolo taking part in team activities until training camp, that might impact his trade value. However, teams interested in acquiring the quarterback already were aware of his injuries prior to the announcement that came out today. Said this in the past, and we'll restate it here. I think that it's likely the 49ers are going to be limited, probably a mid-round draft pick for Garoppolo here in 2022, with the possibility of having a conditional pick down the road in 2023 as compensation for Garoppolo. As I mentioned, teams knew that this injury was coming. They saw it. Even Garoppolo himself acknowledged the possibility of surgery occurring during his final press conference with the 49ers back on February 1. He was asked about whether or not surgery was a possibility. Obviously, at that point, remember, there was the thumb injury, which I think garnered more concern. And at that point, Garoppolo said, we're handling the thumb actually in the next couple of days. We're going to see a specialist, so he see what he thinks on the whole situation, get a couple of opinions. If I could avoid surgery, that's really what I'm hoping for, but we'll see. The arm's been through a lot this last month, so got to get this figured out first. And that's the situation. They went in, from what Schefter reported, the thumb does not need surgery, but it's the throwing shoulder that it actually ended up having more damage than they expected. So they're going to have to get that fixed. And like I said, I don't expect to see this affect the trade compensation the 49ers can receive for Garoppolo too much. It was always likely going to be a lower round pick in 2022, with 2023 being the one in which you're looking to possibly have a bigger return. And so that's where this kind of falls in. And the reason for that lower return occurring later on would be for injury. Garoppolo is a quarterback who has not shown throughout his career that he is able to stay healthy year after year. So for teams that are acquiring him, you need to insulate yourselves a little bit with that. And you want to insulate yourself as far as the draft capital that you'd have to give up on that. So that's where, I'm looking at this and saying, have said this in the past as well, a third or a fourth would likely be the best case scenario for the 49ers here in 2022, with a 2023 conditional pick that could jump up to either a second or a first, depending on some kind of a playing time criteria, or where I'm not sure if they can use, getting to a championship game, Super Bowl, what kind of conditions they can put on those trades, but definitely something along those lines. And then we have real quick, Luke says, hello, Jack. Thanks for joining real quick, Luke. Just wanted to come on real quick, make sure that that everybody got this out there. Apologize for running a little bit late, trying to scramble here, get this up and running. And then also Creed says, I'll be cool with a third. And I agree. If the 49ers can get a third round pick here in 2022 with Jimmy Garoppolo and the injuries that they've dealt with, that would be beneficial. And if they could, the thing with this for the 49ers and Garoppolo is they only used 1 second round pick to acquire him. If they can somehow get 2 picks in return, say a third and a second, or even 2/3, I think you kind of call that a wash, or a good scenario for the 49ers. So that's definitely in the ballpark there. So that's really what I wanted to come on. Just come in real quick, give you guys the latest update on the 49ers there with Jimmy Garoppolo having to go under the knife. We'll see how that affects his trade value. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be too much different than what it had already been. Teams out there know what's going on. usually before Adam Schefter breaks it, it's already kind of known throughout the industry. I don't think he's saying anything that the organizations weren't aware of. So we'll see how this plays out with the 49ers. We'll see what they can get for him. Uh, I'll be back later on this evening with another show detailing, kind of discussing this, but a lot more 49ers going on this evening. And then also, if you want, you can jump over to, I'll be on with Grant Cohn at 2:00 on his channel to discuss all of the latest with Garoppolo, some potential trade issues or options for other players, some things that are going on with the coaching staff, and some other things like that. So it'll be a busy day. So just go ahead and get over to the Grant's channel. Check us out here at 2:00. And then also, like I said, I will be live again this evening. Not sure on the time right now, working on a couple of different guests. If none of those work out, I will be on by myself around 5:30. So keep yourself locked in here to the channel. Thank you for joining real quick. If you can make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you know when we go live, that'd be fantastic. Thanks again, everybody, and I'll be back soon. Take care.